Welcome back everyone to another part of my Crash Bash 200% walkthrough with me, Rich Renegade, and in this part, part 29, we are going to cover all of the Platinum Relics in Warp Room 1, which includes Crash Ball, Polar Panic, Pogo Painter, and Jungle Bash, respectively. Now, you're going to be wondering why this isn't live commentary and it's actually post. The reason it's post commentary is because of the simple fact that I tried recording this with live commentary on all minigames. I'm telling you, the amount of times I had to try all of these minigames is nonsense, probably besides Crash Ball. Crash Ball was probably the only minigame that I had done in one go. As for Polar Panic and Pogo Painter, well, we'll go on to them when we actually get onto the minigame. But I digress. Just to remind everyone that to get the Platinum Relics, you actually have to win the minigames 3 times consecutively, and the opponents are even harder. Now, even if you win twice, and you're about to win on the 3rd round and you get knocked out or you die, that's it, you have to do it all over again. Now the Platinum Relics, sadly they don't actually unlock anything at all. Now you would have thought, oh, by getting the Platinum Relics they would surely unlock another minigame or an extra character. No, they don't at all. So if you really just want to get all the minigames unlocked, then you have to do everything up to part 28 of my walkthrough, which is to get every single trophy on every minigame up to that point to unlock Dante's Dash. And once you've played Dante's Dash and won that, you've unlocked all the minigames. So this is really just for completion's sake. So if you want to say that you've fully completed Crash Bash, then you have to get all of the Platinum Relics in every single warp room. Now, the strategy for Crash Ball as a whole is you definitely want to be using L1 and R1 a lot, if not all the time. You definitely want to be using the extra kicks, and you want to make sure that you hit any ball that comes near you with the extra kicks. Try not to miss any balls, or try to miss as less balls as you can. And as you can see, we actually won 1 trophy, or 1 round, so we've got to win 2 more times. And the only other strategy I can really give is you don't want to focus too much on one person. You want to try to get everyone down equally, just so that when it comes to one opponent being left on the actual pitch, that you can actually knock them out fairly easily. Now again, earlier on in this video there was a glitch where one of the balls actually passed through the machine, came out and disappeared, which, seeing as I'm playing this on the PS2 Slim, it seems to occur a lot, not just on this minigame, but on a lot of other minigames. There does seem to be a few maybe glitches here and there, which I've never experienced on the PS3, and I've never experienced on the PS1 playing on the original PS1 or the curved PS1 or PSX as it was called. It just seems to be like playing this on the PS2, you just seem to get a lot of glitches, and it does happen with a lot of other games. But I digress. One thing though I will nitpick about, which I'm going to lead into when we do see it, the Platinum Relics aren't platinum. They don't look platinum at all. Which I don't know if the developers were really being lazy with the colours or anything, but it doesn't. You know, like playing Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped and then playing Crash Team Racing, we know what the Platinum Relics look like. We definitely know. But anyway, I digress again. There's going to be a lot of that in these parts, I can tell you that much. But anyway, now we've got Koala Kong out, and Tiny's out at the same time, and see, now we can just focus on Cortex. Now, another problem that you might lead to is if you knock the person out in front of you when you're playing one player, it does become very hard to actually try to knock the balls up. As you can see, they're just bouncing left and right, and I'm trying to get them to actually hit the actual sides so they can bounce off into Cortex. I mean, you will experience problems like that, even if you're playing 2-player where you've got one opponent left and you'll be hitting the balls into each other's goals, which sometimes it can't be helped. Another thing to note is that they do seem to send out a lot more pinballs very early on in the actual game. In the very first couple of seconds, or first 30 seconds rather, you do seem to get maybe 3 or 4 balls at a time, or as before in a trophy and in the earlier stages of the Gold Relic Challenge, you wouldn't really get that many pinballs sent out. So there's minor things that they've changed, especially with the actual AI as well, which I have explained about before in previous minigames in Crash Bash, but I will explain it again, and you'd actually be able to see some of the changes as well. But as you can see now, Koala, Tiny and Cortex rather are tied at the moment, and Koala Kong is the lowest, so the ideal option for myself would have been to try to get Cortex down, just so I don't actually have to worry about getting eliminated and losing the Platinum Relic. Which, spoilers alert, I didn't, but hey. To be honest, if I'm gonna say I'm good at any of these mini games, if I had to pick one favorite, it would probably be the actual pinball-esque type games or Crash Ball games. So I don't know why. I really don't, but anyway, you see now Koala Kong and Tiny are jawed with 2 points, respectively. Koala Kong is now eliminated, and now we just got to eliminate Tiny, and bada bing, bada boom. We have won the quote-unquote Platinum Relic, which is Sapphire. How misleading is that? But anyway, now we're going to go straight into Polar Panic, which from all of the footage I recorded of Polar Panic, it took me, I kid you not, 2 hours for me to get this Platinum Relic. I am absolutely atrocious at Polar Panic, I'm going to tell you that now, but to be honest, the key thing to win this is down to luck. And that's no exaggeration in this at all. You have to make sure that either you get the weight and pass on to another opponent, or you get the lightning bolt, and hopefully either if you don't get it, or the opponent, one of the opponents gets it, that they actually knock someone off. And now, the AI is a lot harder on the Platinum Relics, I found out. It seems like any of the AI, whether it's Coco, Dingodile, or Cortex respectively, could have knocked me out in 1 hit. Now, Cortex has the strongest push out of these opponents, granted. But even Coco, from full screen, so we're talking in this corner from one corner, could push me off straight away. And even if I did boost to recover myself, it wouldn't work some of the time. But again, the best strategy to do would be, for myself, would be definitely get the items. You've got to really trance it out. There is apparently a if you play the game 10 times in a row, even if you lose, the actual AI difficulty will be reduced. Apparently, I didn't know there's any reduction in the AI at all. But no, you definitely want to watch the laser, which is floating around. You kind of want to follow it, and you also want to break the ice walls around as well, just to stop the opponents actually rebounding off from it, so that as soon as you get the lightning bolt, you can hit them with it, and then you can knock them off straight away. So it really just is fighting for the lightning strike. As you can see for the moment, you see, Cortex has got Dingodile and Coco off now, which is good because Cortex can only do 1 push, while I can do 2. So I can get away from him, or I can push him back after his little push as well. Now you see it's between me and him with the lightning strike, and I'm telling you now, I got lucky with these lightning strikes. I really did. But as soon as you get a lightning strike, you want to run as far away from your opponents as you can, do a few boosts to get away from them, and then as soon as they get struck with the lightning, you want to push them off as quickly as you can. You can see it's twice in a row that we've won now, so we've got to win 1 more round to obtain the Platinum Relic for Polar Panic.
3, 2, 1, go!
But anyway, as you can see, now Coco's got the weight, so the other thing you want to do as well is that whoever your opponents are, you want to think who is the most threatening to yourself. Riluru, in terms of what he can do in the games overall, he's definitely not the best statistically speaking, if you really want to put it down to minor differences. But to be honest, like, the differences that each player or actual character has is very minor. Like, Riluru would be better in, say, maybe some of the actual Crate Crush levels, whilst Cortex could be better in Polar. It depends entirely on how you play the characters as a whole. I'm going to be completely honest. But as you can see now, Cortex is still very tiny, with a big head. Which, to be honest, you really don't want to get that kind of power up. You definitely want to make sure and try to hope that you get the lightning or weight. So luckily, Cortex actually managed to get the weight power up, so all I had to do is spend the remaining seconds of the round running away from him to obtain the victory. I know it's cheap, and I know a lot of people will probably think, oh well, you could probably do it better by bashing him, but you know, any way that you can win, you definitely want to take that option. So now that we've actually got the Platinum Relic and Polar Panic, we're going to go straight onto Pogo Painter. Now, Pogo Painter is very weird in how you do it, and I'll explain that fully why. as I was mentioning in another part of my Crash Bash walkthrough, a lot of the AI actually seems to have what I would call jump priority. And what jump priority basically is even if you're going at the same jump speed as an opponent, they will always get the advantage over you if they're trying to either go in front of you or to the left or to the right or to get a box. It seems to happen all the time in the painting levels as a whole, and it's very, very annoying. It's a very cheap way to artificially advance the actual AI difficulty. But there are ways of getting around it. I would definitely recommend you need to get the speed boots as much as you can. Even if you have speed boots on and you are trying to get as much points as you can. If you see another speed boot and you see an opponent near it, you want to try to go for it straight away, because the moment either 2 or 3 of the opponents get the speed boots, you're basically gonna lose the round. I've had multiple tries in this where Dingodile, Crash, and Coco got the speed shoes, and I could not get any points whatsoever. I had missiles, I was shooting them, I missed, and they were constantly dodging and getting about 70 points, 80 points. And when there was 30 seconds left, I would only have maybe 40, 50 points. So it's definitely, you got to watch out for all the items available, try to rack up as many points as you can, look at where the arrows are pointing and try to jump on them when they are turned to be able to win. That's definitely what you want to do.
You win.
Okay, so now we obtained the first trophy in Pogo Painter, so we got to do it 2 more times again.
3, 2, 1.
See, as you can see there, Coco got the missile straight away and shot me. But no, you definitely do want to go around the arrows, and you want to try to land on them in a way that at the same time you can still get points around the arrow and then actually hit them straight, hit or land on the arrows rather, in a manner that you can get points in another direction as well. That's definitely a little key strategy. So now, as you can see, I'm just trying to get as many points as I can, and I'm trying to wait for a box to appear near myself. As you see, the arrow's pointing up, so I jump straight for it. Now, as you'll notice as well, is that the computers actually, or the AI rather, would actually save up a lot of their points, maybe to 18 or to the extent of 20 some of the time, before they start banking in the boxes. So they are definitely smart in that regards, but just the jump priority and the item priority on them is annoying as hell. I can't stress it out enough. But it is definitely doable. All these platinum medals are definitely doable. It's just trial and error and hopefully winning. And as you can see there, the AI was doing the whole missile direction trick where, for example, if I'm going down and I want to shoot someone to the left of me, if you quickly press left and the fire button and then press down, you'll still be going in the down direction, but your missile will actually shoot off to the left or whichever direction that you choose to. So that is another key strategy that I would highly advise you to use, because of the simple fact that the AI starts using it as well. But generally, to win, I always try to aim for maybe at least 100 points at that. Because computers could at least get, I think the highest I've seen them get when I played this was at least 140. And I, again, like Pogo, or Polar Panic rather, in Pogo Painter I had to try this multiple times to actually get the Platinum Relic. You see, as you can see, that I've got a missile there, so I'm going to shoot Crash, thinking that I need to stop him as he's got the highest amount of points with 41. And you do definitely want to watch how many points the opponents have got. You want to keep aware of who's in the lead, who you need to take advantage of, and who you actually need to either shoot or slow down, or even just go over their actual paint. It's as simple as that. So as you can see now, I'm in the lead, but Dingodile and Crash are the closest people towards me, so I would have to think, okay, well, I need to stop Dingodile or Crash. And as you can see, Crash has covered at least about maybe a quarter of the actual area in his color alone. So if he racks up any points, then he can easily overtake me like Dingodile has at the moment. You see, they've all got missiles now, and they're all just waiting to actually shoot. And the thing about it is, you don't actually see... Well, I've never seen the AI actually try to shoot each other in the actual Platinum Relic at all. They seem to consistently go after yourself, even if you're losing. So it's very one-sided, and most of the time. But anyway, that's Pogo Painter, and that is the Platinum Relic done. And all we got to do now is Jungle Bash, which Jungle Bash I managed to do maybe after like a couple of tries here and there. Okay, so my little strategy for Jungle Bash, well, you definitely want to watch your health for starters. You want to try to eliminate the person that can throw it the farthest in regards to the AI, because the simple fact that they will be your biggest problem. The people that can throw the farthest in my actual opponents is probably Koala Kong and Embryo. Embryo being the biggest concern at the moment because he has the highest amount of health, but you definitely want to get as many TNTs as you can and try to either spin them and then grab a crate right next to yourself and then throw it straight into them just for a little bit of added damage. You definitely want to watch your health because, I don't know, maybe it's me, but the crates don't do that much damage normally. And you at least have to throw at least maybe 7 or 8 crates, sometimes even 9, to be able to kill the opponents. And as you can see here, I'm just trying to kill Nitro as much as I can. The best thing to definitely do is if you have a kick or spin or the laser, definitely try to shoot someone and then grab a crate next to yourself and throw it into them, just to slow them down. It does do a little bit of extra damage, but at the end of the day, you need any damage that you can muster just to be able to complete these Platinum Relics. You really do. But as you can see in Jungle Bash, there's a lot of Wumpa through, so you won't have to worry about health so much. Definitely want to avoid the Nitros, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Now, the funny thing is that the opponents, or the AI rather, seems to be very cocky. They like to taunt a whole lot in the Crate Crush levels. I don't know why, but if at any moment you see the opponent taunting, you definitely want to go for the kill. Doesn't matter if you have a TNT, if you could have a Nitro right next to them and you have a crate. You want to hit the Nitro next to them, as the Nitro will do the most amount of damage out of any crate. Now, as you can see here, Koala Kong is taunting, so the only problem is that he's got a lot of crates on his side, whilst myself, I have to actually go towards him and try to beat him any way possible. And another little thing is, if someone has a crate and they haven't thrown it, you definitely want to spin into them, just so that even if you both get damaged, you want to just make sure that you do anything that can actually damage the opponent as a whole. But you will receive a lot of health anyway near the end of the round. At least every 20 seconds or so, a lot of Wumpa Fruit will drop down into one area, so you definitely want to pick up as many as you can. Even if you have full health, it will at least prevent the actual AI from actually going to cover their health for themselves. But no, you definitely just want to think about the strategies as a whole in regards to getting the Platinum Relics. All it is just trial and error, but it is definitely worthwhile once you've got it, the Platinum Relic. So now into the final stretch. See, I don't know why the opponents taunt so much. But then again, a victory is going to be a victory either way, so just take advantage of it. As that's one opponent down. See, as you can see now, I was nearly about to lose this round. The little health I had, but luckily Koala Kong was just going after Embryo. Just aggroing on him. See, Koala Kong starts to taunt, and then we completely miss him with the TNT. I've got great aim. As you can see that I nearly lost the round. Nearly, but I had a little bit of health. But anyway, thank you guys and girls for watching, and in the next part we're going to go on to Warp Room 2 and cover the Platinum Relics.